most brilliant students don't get rejected from their US grad school application because they aren't smart. No. Neither is it because they have failed their GRE exams. Most times, it's just one missing document. Then, boom, rejection. Now, here's the real problem. Applying to US grad school or filling the US grad school application sometimes feels like you are solving a giant puzzle. That every step has pieces that you have to fill. Missing one step can just put your entire application on hold. That's why in this video, I'm giving you the complete picture, a full checklist of every document you need to apply for your master's or PhD program here in the United States. Organized by priority, I mean the core ones, and then we go down to the list. By the end, you have a clear roadmap that will take the guessing out of your way for you to start your application. Let's start with the foundation. I mean, your core document from the inception. Let's say you've gotten a school. But just so you know, all of these that I'm coming to mention is not every school requirement that would have entirely everything that I'm coming to mention. It will vary from school to school, from program to program, but in general, these are the documents that every school, in one way or the other, is going to ask from you for your application to be accepted. Official transcripts from your undergraduate degree. That is, if you are looking for a master's program. For PhD, if you already have a master's degree, you can merge this together and upload both. And of course, course by course. That is, you having each course listed. And it could be unofficial regardless. Even if you have the official transcript and you scan and you upload, the admission committee takes that as unofficial until the sealed copy is being delivered to them on campus or mailed to them, depending on what they are requiring from you. So take note of that. And at this part too, if you are someone that you think maybe you have checked a particular school's requirement and you have a low GPA, or the school is saying that we take course by course evaluation. If you don't want to go ahead straightforward and do that, and you want to kind of like check an estimate of your GPA after you evaluate it to the US standard, say you have 2.5, oh, how much more is it going to shoot when I put it in the evaluation? There is a free worth evaluation calculator that you can use to do that. The only issue here is you would have to take your time, enter course by course, like each course and the grade you had, and then it could give you an estimate of the actual evaluation GPA that you get when you do it. So that is also something that you could use to do and then boost your chances of getting admission. That is for those who are having low GPA. Note that there are certain schools, regardless whether your GPA is low or is high, may still require you to do the worst evaluation. The degree certificates, for this, sometimes they do not ask for it, but then you have to carry that along with you because when you are traveling, make sure you get this down if you are thinking of studying here in the US or any part of the world. Your curriculum vitae. Here, I would say CV, but in industry, it's called a resume, which is normally 1 page. Maximum like 2 or 1.5, but most times it's like 1 page. But in this case, because it's curriculum vitae, you will want to keep it at least 3 pages is enough, where you are highlighting your education, your internship, class projects, teaching experience, research, your undergraduate research work that you have done. If it's published, kind of give a summary of it, bullet it, what was carried out, the findings you got. Even if it's in a group, it's okay to do that. At least that highlights that you have some research knowledge or experience. And some technical skills, say Python, say SPSS, say Smart PLS, or say Power BI. Any technical skill that you have that you think is relevant to your program that you are applying to, kindly show it there. And also know that sometimes, depending on the program that you are applying, it's not everything that will be relevant to your curriculum vitae. To let go of those. And I have seen in cases where students put in their senior high school certificate. In my personal view, I don't think it's important because you are applying to grad school. So the most recent degree you need is your undergraduate degree or another master's you have done before taking this one. First put like our address, our house address. They are interested in that. Your heading should be like something they can contact you on with your email, your number, and then your LinkedIn profile link. These are things that should just be on top there, so that do away with unnecessary things that aren't relevant to them to um, go through, and highlight volunteer experiences that you think is also relevant to the program that you are applying to. Highlight those skills, bullet them, use um, verbs, action verbs. Say if it is in the past, use such. If it's in the present, is something you are currently on, make sure you use those wordings. The next document is statement of purpose. Very, very important. This is one document that I feel like you are really telling your story beyond your CV. You are telling them like every part of your story. You are convincing them of why you want this degree, the drive behind this degree, what you are bringing on board, and where you see this degree taking you after graduation. The next document is letters of recommendation. This is also one of the strong documents that you need. Kindly select people. It could be professors. If you get one in academia, it's excellent. Sometimes you head to this school's website and they are telling you that at least one of these recommendations should come from an academic professor. Sometimes it's from 1 to 3. Some schools may demand one, some schools may not take it at all. Some schools maximum is 3. Just a pro tip. If you are asking for a recommendation from the professors or anyone at all that you think knows you personally, your skills, make it easy for them to give you this recommendation. Some of us just email professors and you're like, you want recommendation without not attaching even your CV, without not mentioning the program you are applying to, the deadline. How do you expect these people, how do you expect them to write about you? Because especially with the professors, they've encountered a lot of students. So make it easy, at least your name, your GPA. You can even add your transcript, the year you completed, the course they taught you, the program you're applying to in your prospective grad school. Put it there. The deadline makes things more simple for them, and then you follow up politely. We want to be very much proactive and serious on this journey. Next up is standardized test. So here you may have TOEFL or IELTS. That is if you are coming from a country that your program that you did undergraduate degree or master's isn't in English. But most of the times it's way if you are from an English speaking country. Recently I chanced on the school's website, and even though you may be from English speaking country, they are still requiring like your TOEFL or IELTS. For me personally, with such schools, I'll just do away with them because, and I mean, studying my entire undergraduate degree in English or using English as a medium of communication, and it's part of the minimum requirement that it doesn't matter whether I need to submit this, especially if you be awarded a graduate teaching assistant. So if you go there and you see such, some schools will not waive it even though you are from an English speaking country. So please, let's open our eyes to this. Next test score is GRE. Most schools are waiving this unless you have a low GPA. You want to submit this to make your application stronger. Unless exceptions. However, let's take note that if you are someone here watching right now and you want to apply for a business PhD, any of the business PhD, majority of schools requires the GRE or the GMAT test score. Each of these are substituted. So depending on which of them you are conversant with and your knowledge and your expertise, you can take any of this and you are fine to go. So if you want to do a business PhD, which you can go in with your undergraduate if you have a very strong GPA and you have a good GRE or GMAT test score, you can be admitted. In fact, you can get it. Or you have a master's degree and still considering. If you want a very strong, like, especially if it's more quantitative, say finance, accounting, or information science or information technology, most schools are going to ask for the GRE as part of their minimum requirement, or the GMAT as part of their minimum requirement. The reason is just to see what they apply, because PhD is really competitive for the business PhD, either business administration. Equally, there are schools that may waive it as well, but believe me, for business PhD is competitive, and for you to put yourself there for funding and for good placement after school. You know what I mean? I mean, you check the placement, you realize that majority of students who graduate from those PhD programs are placed at good other universities or in academia for postdoc or industry. That's what I mean. You want a strong tie. I mean, R1 or R2 schools, most of them will ask for this. So please take note of that. You're considering that, I highly recommend you to take any of these tests, either GRE or GMAT. Of course, your passport should be ready. You can't be here telling me that you want to study abroad and you do not have a passport. Like, excuse me, how are we going to get there? You need a passport. So at least your passport should not be it should be 6 months valid before you start the whole applications. Proof of funding. This is needed for your I-20. Even if you are someone banking on scholarship, please get this done. I mean, scholarship like graduate research assistant, teaching assistant, or any other form of assistantship for a tuition waiver. Just get this done in case. In my case, I remember I actually sent a bank statement with an affidavit or authority letter to get my I-20 before I had my graduate assistantship, and then I was issued a new I-20. So this, get it done. And this also should not be 3 to 6 months old most of the times for you to take it to the school for them to issue your I-20. And it should be more than your cost of attendance. So if your cost of attendance is like $33,000, you should have a bank statement or a loan letter of fund of say 40K or 45K. The idea is because you want to leave SS. Yeah. The next is portfolio. This, like I said from the beginning, it's not everything I say here may apply to every program. But if you are someone here in the arts, say photography or any other program in the arts, they ask of a portfolio. So sometimes photography, they might be like, oh, they want a portfolio of your photography, like compilation. They'll give like what they are expecting in the portfolio. It could be an app demo, or it could be design samples for your portfolio to be part of that application document. The next document, which is optional also, is the research proposal. A research proposal. Some may ask for it, and in that application, it's called writing sample. I don't know if you've come across that. So it's called a writing sample, and it might be like a 1 to 2 page of a writing sample of a project you have done, just to show your writing skills. You get it, and your research knowledge. A writing sample of any research you've done, either being your undergraduate or a project you have done that is related to the program you are going to do. Of course, research based or PhD. Most of the times they ask for a writing sample of 1 to 2 pages, or they'll give the limits of the wordings that are supposed to be there. But your writing sample could be something way new or different. If you have a good knowledge of research, it could be something way different that you have gotten from the faculty members' interest of research, and you want to craft something to tailor it to their research. So really open your eyes to every document that they are asking. I do not want us to just jump to application and get into the middle somewhere we are stopping because we did not pay attention to seeing that they needed this and I overlooked it. Pro tip is sometimes, okay, when you check the requirements on the school's website and everything, you see there's this form that always comes like request for an information. Fill in that email, fill in your name. Some schools may ask, which will have an asterisk, like questions or comments. Make sure you put a very thoughtful question there. And you realize that an admission counselor will get back to you and they'll kind of like highlight everything of the program description, like when to apply for funding, the total, it's like a summary of everything. And that alone did just don't like give you say a summary of the program, but it kind of helps you get connection, like you are connecting with those people. And one thing that I love always is like, yeah, like feel free to contact or do not hesitate to get back to us when you have any question. You understand me? So that person becomes your point of connection or contact when you have any issue on your application. And always hit them with an email to ask for further questions. So please, it's something that I will encourage you to do. I want your success. And everything I know, I will let you know and pour it out to you and stand alongside you. So I will see you also making it and thriving on this journey. Let's also put that in mind that we do not need this to gather all this. Some will be like, oh, I don't have this, I can't start. No, 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 no. Please, no. Start. And yeah, like just like how I started from the top to the least. And I don't want anything to stop you. If you have the opportunity and the resources, nothing should stop you, please. And we need to put in the work. We don't want to be lazy around it because it's so much. If you found this helpful, drop a comment and let me know where you are applying from. Remember, the early you start, the smoother your path will be. Thank you so much for watching. Please and please, if you are here, you are new here, you have not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor to hit that subscribe button, put on the notification bell so you can receive every tip of video that I drop here. Until then, keep pressing on and keep shining. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.